All right, buckle up because what you're about to watch is a real Texas courtroom in action. This isn't scripted drama. These are actual lives, actual charges, and actual consequences playing out in real time. And trust me, the next few minutes are going to teach you more about how the criminal justice system actually works than a whole semester of law school. Let's go.
We're gonna set for that and then we're gonna hopefully hear what we need to, or I'm gonna be very excited. Sir Samuel, are you ready on Eric Heert?
Yes. I'm ready to ask for a plea. Yes.
Yes. I don't know what's happening.
Yes, Eric Heert.
What Hebert says. Eric. Okay, thanks.
Come on.
Good morning. Morning. Here we go. Very long. Good morning. Are you Eric Heert?
Yes, ma'am.
And this, we've got two cases, 21-37340 and 21-37341. Both of those cases, Mr. Heert is on probation and motions to revoke those probations have been filed. And what is the announcement?
Judge, if I may, he has a new DWI third. I've spoken with this officer, Ms. Kane, about that. I checked last week. It had not been received. Mr. Nichols was kind enough to check again this morning. The blood test results are in progress, or whatever that means. So I would ask the court if we could either go through the motion, see what pleas he will enter or hold for maybe 30 days just to allow that new case to come in. We had discussed safety as a possible resolution to pose to the court. Obviously, you can go with the new case outstanding. Obviously, the new case I will not dismiss, and obviously the court would want to see the new offense before you would determine if safety would even be an equitable option. So that's kind of where we are. Whatever you want to do, either go through it or reset it, and we'll stay on top of that new offense for March.
Oh, that's the agreement with the defense, yeah.
Okay, let's break down what just happened here because it's actually fascinating. Eric Heert is already on probation for DWI, that's driving while intoxicated, and now he's picked up a brand new one, a VWI 3, meaning this is his third offense. The prosecutor is asking the court to either move forward or hit the pause button for 30 days while lab results come in. Why does that matter? Because those blood test results could be the difference between a manageable resolution and a much harder sentencing conversation. The judge is essentially being asked, do you want to act now with incomplete information or wait and see the full picture? Smart judges wait, watch.
I mean, I don't guess it mattered. At some point, he'll have to enter pleas of true or not true. If y'all want to go ahead and do that, and then we can reset it.
I mean, that would help me expedite that case, but I don't want to put him in a position where he pleads true to it and doesn't get safety and thinks I've.
Well, that's gonna be, and I mean, if you're on probation for driving while intoxicated, third, and there's another one, I don't want there to be any thought that I will for sure go along with something like that. It's gonna take me looking at, I have no idea right now, but that just off the top of my head sounds like a big no, but I'll, obviously see the new case and look at what's been going on in this probation. I just, I don't want there, I don't think an agreement right now to that.
Your Honor, I understand that. I've spoken with the prosecutor. I've explained to Mr. Heert the position that we're in, and that's not a part of the understanding that there's any
Right.
Agreement.
agreement.
No agreement. So it's just what you guys obviously
it was
would
just an
recommend. Sure. So do we want to go through the motion today then?
We can,
Or,
I'd rather have which one would expedite the,
A plea would, because I could push it through without the lab, but if in all candor, if everybody wants all the information, just let me make a call and ask them to move it along.
all right, we'll just
Let's do
reset. I'll
that.
just do a normal reset.
Thank you,
See if y'all can get that taken care of.
yes,
All
ma'am.
right, and go back with the bailiff.
And just like that, reset. No drama, no fireworks. But here's what I need you to notice. The judge just drew a very clear line in the sand. She said, and I'm paraphrasing, if you're already on probation for DWI 3 and you catch another one, that is a big no from me. That is a judge telling a defense attorney, and frankly, the defendant don't come in here expecting leniency just because you've got a deal in mind. The court hasn't agreed to anything. That kind of judicial transparency. Rare and important.
Darrell Lee, oh, she's not over there. Darrell Lee is being dismissed, so he can be taken back. Just I'm signing that now. Let's take care of Mr. Parker. Can we take care of Isis Martin?
Okay.
Isis Martin. Good morning. Are you Isis Martin?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Parker, will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
Oh, yeah.
Ms. Martin, in clause number 25, DCCR 1827, you're charged with the second-degree felony offense of robbery, and that's from October 14th of 2025. And how do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you pleading guilty because you did what they charged you?
Yes, ma'am.
You have here on the tablet some documents that have your signature on them that the state's marked as exhibit number 1. Before you sign these, did you go over them with Mr. Parker?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for a 10-year deferred probation. There would be a $500 fine and you would be required to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you also understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you catch that? Every single guilty plea in a Texas courtroom comes with what's called a deportation admonishment. The judge is legally required to warn non-citizens that pleading guilty could mean deportation, being barred from re-entering the country, or losing the path to citizenship. It doesn't matter if you've lived here for 20 years. It doesn't matter if your whole family is here. A guilty plea can trigger federal immigration consequences, and the court has to say it out loud every time. Now watch what happens next, because this judge is about to do something genuinely kind.
State tenders number 1.
No objection.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Ms. Martin's not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and understand the nature and the consequences of that plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case for sentencing so that the probation department can do a pre-sentence report. That'll just give me more information about you and your case, and then we'll come back later for sentencing. Mr. Smith, what is the state's position with regard to a bond reduction based on the nature of the
Have no
plea?
right. Yes, no history. Felon.
I'm sorry?
Should have no criminal history. This is wrongly arrested.
All right, so you don't have any objection to it? So, Ms. Martin, what I'm going to do between now and sentencing is reduce your bond to $1,000, and I'm going to make that a personal bond. So that means you don't have to pay any money. You're just going to get out of jail. But there's some very important things about that, okay? The first is that if you don't show up for court, then they can come after you for that $1,000. But that's probably going to be the least of your worries if you don't show up for court. If you don't show up for court, you run the risk of me not accepting the plea agreement. And things could obviously be much worse. The first thing you do when you're released from custody is go to the probation department. You're going to get some paperwork today from probation. It tells you where to go so that they can start that process to get that pre-sentence report done. If you don't go to straight there, you also run the risk of me not accepting the plea agreement. Do you understand that as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And then also a condition of your bond is that you have absolutely no contact or communication with Harmony Bodner. That obviously means in person, but it means any other way as well. So you can't send messages through other people. You can't send messages on your phone, by text or Snapchat or whatever else exists out there. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do y'all live anywhere close to each other?
No,
Okay, so there's no reason for you to have any contact with her. So you need to show me between now and when you come back that you can do everything you're supposed to, so I don't have any issues with putting you on that probation, okay?
yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you back at sentencing.
Let's pause on Isis Martin's case for a second, because what just happened is actually a masterclass in how deferred probation works. She pled guilty to second-degree felony robbery that carries up to 20 years in Texas. But instead of sentencing her today, the judge is ordering a pre-sentence report, reducing her bond to a personal Bond meaning she walks out without paying a dime and giving her a clear roadmap. Go straight to probation, show up to court, stay away from the victim, the message. Prove yourself between now and sentencing, and this deal holds. It's a second chance on a leash. Whether she takes it, that's on her.
Hector Wiggins, Mr. Parker? So that we could do it after that co-defendant.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I was just going on your email that you wanted to write.
This morning he came and talked to me.
Oh, okay, that makes sense, that's all I need.
He had talked to you. Jacorian Flemings is getting reset.
It is talking, so that's good.
Okay. All right, sir, are you Hector Wiggins Jr.?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Parker, will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
You will, Your Honor.
Mr. Wiggins, in clause number 24, DCCR 0548, you're charged with a state jail felony offense of theft of property with previous convictions. And that's from November 4th of 2023. And how do you plead to that charge?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
And because you did what they charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
Your indictment also alleges you were previously convicted of theft, July 14th of 2022 in Montgomery County, Texas. 2 cases on that day, September 9th of 2022 in Montgomery County, February 27th of 2023 in Harris County, and 2 cases on that date in Harris County. And are all those prior convictions true?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you enter your plea of true also to those freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
And because they're actually true?
Yes, ma'am.
I have here on the tablet some documents that have your signature on them that the state's marked as exhibit number 1. Before you sign these, did you go over them with Mr. Parker?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the, what are those latest? The 22 and 23 cases, some punishments on those?
Got to figure out, I've got something for you, Judge. I just need it.
He's on vigils now.
That's what I figured just based on the counties. Thank you. Do you also understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes, ma'am.
State tenders number 1.
No objection.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Wiggins is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find those prior counts true, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of the state jail felony offense of theft of property with previous convictions. Sentence you in accordance with your agreement to a term of 12 months in the state jail prison. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. I also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. If you have any questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk with Mr. Parker. And so, Mr. Wiggins, you've done a whole lot in the last few years with regard to thefts. And I want to make sure you understand that if you're back in Jefferson County and you commit a theft again, it's not going to go this well. You now have enough prior cases to where you probably could be enhanced potentially to a 3rd-degree felony and go to TDC for up to 10 years. So you're okay this time. You got your deal. I went along with it. But if you continue to do that, it's just going to get worse and worse every single time. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and go back with the bailiff.
And Your Honor, we've emailed the attachment.
Okay,
Discovery.
thank you.
I have 2 of them I didn't have.
Thank you.
And that right there is what a judicial warning actually sounds like when a judge means business. Mr. Wiggins walked in with 6 prior theft convictions across multiple counties, Montgomery, Harris, and just picked up another one. The judge accepted the deal, 12 months in state jail, but she didn't let him leave without a reality check. She looked him dead in the eye and said, "Next time this could be a 3rd-degree felony with up to 10 years in TDC. That's the Texas Department of Criminal Justice." She's not being cruel. She's being honest, and honestly, that kind of straight talk from the bench might be the most valuable thing he hears today.
Brent Smith.
Can you hold on
Yeah.
that, Judge? I haven't gotten signed up. I've got it. And the covers and that was with ISF.
Let's take care of Jesus Garcia, Mr. Parker, since it's ready, and then I'll give you a minute to work on the rest of them.
You call me?
Jesus Garcia, so let's go ahead and do that one, and then I'll
Okay.
give you a break
This
to
is
take care
another
of
one
it.
that I don't have. We've already emailed the discovery
Thank
attachment.
you.
We've always had it in my file and they're not there.
And is he pleading on just one of these?
Yeah, pleading on the firearm, just
Okay.
missing the other.
Thank you.
This one, Judge, and just so you know, the court, we brought him down here from Minnesota. He's also serving time up there. He wanted to come back and resolve these.
Okay.
That's
Perfect.
the
Thank
reason
you.
to try to wrap them all up today.
Thank you. All right, sir, are you Jesus Marin Garcia? And Mr. Parker, will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
He will, Judge.
Mr. Garcia, in cause number 24 DCCR 0586, you're charged with a third-degree felony offense of unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon, and that's from July 14th of 2023. How do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you actually did what they charged you with?
Yes.
I have here on the tablet some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you sign these, did you go over them with Mr. Parker? Speak up, please.
Yes.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes.
And do you understand if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes.
Do you also understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes.
State tenors number 1.
No objection?
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Marin Garcia is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily, find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of your plea, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon, sentence you in accordance with your agreement to a term of 6 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I will sign a dismissal when it comes through in cause number 24 DCCR 0587 as part of this agreement. It will also run concurrently with any case that you're currently serving in Minnesota as well. All right. I'm handing you the trial court certification. That shows that this was an agreement that I followed, so you have waived your right to appeal. I also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Obviously, you know this, but I'm required by law to read it. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. If you have any questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can ask Mr. Parker. All right, good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
Judge, I think they filed a motion to dismiss it on Lee. I don't know if you got it.
I already signed it and I already told them that
Okay.
they could let him go back. Thank you. And I'll sign, don't forget to send Garcia's, thank you.
It's already been emailed.
I meant to just,
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
but that too, thank you. See, Mr. Rojas, you've got Byron Morris. Byron Morris,
He's.
are you doing paperwork?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have it yet. I'll hold it.
He hasn't been printed yet. I don't.
Let's see, who do you have this ready?
Hold off on him.
How about, let's do Destiny Vargas, please. Morning.
Good morning.